I'm being sneaky. Hello, hello. Come in, come in. I am sneaking. So it's going to be interesting to see who all gets the surprise notification and comes in. And I've decided to log in, albeit hopefully briefly, to let everyone know that I was not on Sunday. Yes, I am on a Thursday. I was not on Sunday because I was sick, and very sick actually. Hey, Miss Boutique, how are you? I'm sneaking. We can't tell Mr. Baby's booty. We can't tell him because he don't know I'm going live. Oh my gosh. Hello, hello. But I just wanted to pop in and apologize for missing you guys. I did put up a notification. Well, hey, Miss Bickham. I did put up a notification Sunday, a written one here on YouTube, but apparently not very many people got that memo. So I was very, very under the weather on Sunday, and I'm much better today. So I haven't really been over here working. I worked a little bit yesterday with some sublimation projects, and I was going to touch base with you guys on that for those who were so brave as to log in with us this evening, and to figure out what we're going to do for Sunday. Hello, Patches, Embroidery, and Designs. I know it's going to be slim in here with you guys tonight. So yeah, so Crafty, I am feeling a lot better actually, because it was rough. It was like a sinus infection type ordeal, and my dad had it a couple of days. My mom had it maybe 3 days, maybe 4 days. I had it almost a week. I don't know what the deal was. I guess, with my immune system or whatever. But I feel a lot better. Thank you, Sharon Watts. Yes, I am feeling better, and thank you, Miss Phenomenal Creations. Yeah, Rat Dog Sister Cat. I don't know, that's right. Sinus infections. When I tell y'all all of this, jaws, teeth, and everything was hurting, I'm trying to what in the world? Why is this? So anyways, but yeah, I'm back in the land of the living and the giving, so I'm feeling much better, and wanted to touch base with you all in regards to Sunday coming. Now, I had a really special project that I was hoping to be able to share with you guys by now, but it's been delayed, I guess, so I haven't received it yet. But when that comes, we'll be definitely focusing back into the beautiful land of embroidery. We also have a special what is it called, sponsor that came about for bling. So I do have a really cool bling video coming up that I'm really excited about, that one as well. So we'll be doing some bling. But this coming Sunday during the live, I just wanted to see how you guys felt about doing the sublimation live, answering questions about sublimation, because I'm finding out that more and more people are interested in sublimation, even if they have embroidery in their studio. I did get your text message earlier, and I was driving when I got it, so when I finally did stop, I did not go back to answer it, so I do need to do that. But I'll respond here definitely right after the video. Dr. Threads, hi. Yes, I am doing better. Thank you. Was it pack 1 or 2? Oh, it was, I don't know which one. The football one, I think, is not the one that I have, if I'm remembering correctly. You're interested, what butcher paper to use? Okay, so and of course I threw that away. I was originally using Reynolds Wrap parchment paper. That's what originally I was using, and it had like a slight wax to it, just very, very, very slight wax. Since then, I have switched to Amazon butcher paper, and I'm in my jammies, y'all, my cactus jammies. And then what I did recently, got a big, huge roll. It's out in the shop. The roll is about yay big of butcher paper and about this wide. It's super wide. So what I was going to do was go ahead and cut sheets of it and have sheets set off to the side near the press. So all I got to do is just grab one. But because they do sell butcher paper in the pack by sheets. But what I also did was I found this. It's called Patty Wax Patty Paper. So this is for like if you're doing burgers and want to freeze them, right? Or make the burgers and stack them until they're ready to cook. And you just pull one out. And the reason why I chose this was what I found, even with the Reynolds parchment paper, is about the size of a regular roll of aluminum foil, you know, kind of about this big. Actually, mine was a little bigger. And so when you go to pull it off, even if you're tearing off, now this is not what I was using. This is wax paper. This was for, what did I use wax paper for? Didn't have anything to do with the heat press. The wax paper didn't. But even if I wanted to tear off, like if this was the parchment paper, even if I wanted to tear off a small piece to do like a keychain or a luggage tag or whatever, I can't get this much, you know, and I tear it and save it or whatever. So this just made more sense to grab one little square for sitting on the heat press and another little square to sit on top of the actual item that I am sublimating on. So I was able to use that successfully on a little business card. I did another business card because I've been testing different products that I'm coming across to see how well they sublimate, because I don't want to suggest products to you guys and they don't sublimate well, or the sublimation doesn't look as crisp or clear. So like I found a more affordable, so to speak, business card, metal business card, if somebody wanted to make a metal business card. So the ones that I was getting before were like almost $2, and then this one was like under $1. But the ones that I was getting before was white, two-sided white on both sides, and then the lesser expensive one was only white on one side. But when I sublimated the less expensive one, it wasn't as pretty. I don't know how to put it. And I was using sublimation paper, same temperature, same time, and it didn't pop and like really look really good. Now it would suffice for someone who hasn't seen the other one, the more expensive one. But I like having options so that I can say, you know what, this person wants business cards, but they don't want premium, so to speak. So I'll have a premium option and a less expensive option, and say, okay, well, you can go with the lesser alternative if you would like to. Did I put those things on my website? I haven't put anything as of yet on my website. Thank you, Songbird Music. I appreciate that. Following from Haiti. Oh my gosh, I have friends from Haiti, so welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Raul Joseph, my son's name is Joseph, so thank you. Welcome, definitely welcome. But yes, I did get the message. Thank you. So that's what I've been up to. I did get a pair of slides done, and I wanted to show this to you guys as well. So I thought about showing this stuff on Sunday, not sure. And I still may show it again on Sunday for those who are not in here, may have gone to bed because it's pretty late. But I slept late today. I mean, the medicine has been making me sleepy. So anyways, but this is how you sublimate on the sandal. So the sandal comes like this. And then once you sublimate on it, you attach it, and then, well, attach it this way. And there you have the slides to put together. So these are pretty decent slides. I've only had one complaint about them from customers, and that's because it's not, although it's stitched along the edge here to hold the front and the back together, the inner part is where the Velcro tab is. So when it's holding on to the shoe, it's actually holding like this. And so this part, you see how it's puffing? So this causes, you know, slight irritation. It's not major, but it has been a cause for complaint from a couple of people. But for the folks who got custom slides with whatever they want on them, they're willing to just be okay with it. So what I have suggested is get a size smaller than what you normally would wear, and it should hopefully, you know, hold on to the foot a lot better without, you know, putting so much pressure on this part from the outside. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm gonna test that theory because I bought a pair smaller than the pair that I currently have, and I'm gonna see how that works, and then I'll let you guys know. I'll update you on that. And then I have another project that I'm gonna be doing with these hopefully soon. Ooh, I could probably do that with the sponsor, the stuff I got from the sponsor. So that will be pretty neat. We'll see how that goes. But otherwise, I've done, I had to redo, oh, let me show you. So I redid the shoes so that you can see how with sublimation, I love sublimation. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. I'm about to change some of the titles around on the channel because it's more than embroidery. You know, we got the bling, the vinyl, and now the sublimation, but the sublimation is like really, really cool. So you still have to be conscious of what you're doing with sublimation. You can't like let it move around and stuff. So I'm gonna show you, like, this is my second attempt on this side. This one sublimated perfectly, but for whatever reason, when I did it the first time, you see how it slid and it ghosted right there, and it kind of like doubled it, so to speak. Come on, focus on that. Thank you. So it's doubled and it doesn't look good, and it obscured the actual logo on the strap. So because of that, some kind of which way, actually I know what happened. The slide was in the heat press, and it was face up, and this part is rubber, so this part has to be on the outside of the clamp. So when you clamp the heat press down, it has to be like right here. It can't be closer because it'll melt these tabs, and the tabs is what holds them in the shoe. As you can see, the tabs down the side. So these have to hang on the outside, and I had the transfer paper on top, and then I had the parchment paper, but this was kind of close, so I kind of moved it a little bit, and I thought it was going to move everything because I had the transfer taped to this strap, and it didn't matter. It moved it just enough to jack up the logo. So you have to be aware of any little thing that you have to do. Make sure the back is out of the way and nowhere near the needle. Oh, that's answering Songbird. When embroidering on a t-shirt, do I need to be sure the back of the shirt is not on the machine, or will the hoop suffice? Yeah, when you embroidering on a t-shirt, the back of the shirt has to, your shirt has to be opened up, like Patrick is saying, nowhere near the needle. It doesn't need to be on the machine at all, because I mean, if you think about it, the front and the back of the shirt, if you embroider and the back of the shirt is laid up under the hoop, well, it's going to embroider the front and the back of the shirt together, and you won't be able to get in the shirt. So the back of that shirt has to be up out of the machine. Sometimes you got to do what I call magic tricks and, you know, hold stuff and clamp stuff out of the way to make sure that there is absolutely nothing up under that hoop other than your stabilizer, you know, which is on the back of your shirt. So very good, Patrick. I thank you for answering that. You don't want anything on the back of your embroidery. Trust me, I've embroidered things together more times than I care to admit to. And a lot of that is because of not paying attention, you know. And the other thing, Songbird Music, definitely pay attention to how you have it held out of the way, because I've clipped stuff out of the way or taped stuff out of the way and was like, yes, okay, I'm good, and turn my back. Why? Every time you turn your back, it's going to come loose or whatever and slide right back up under that. But a lot of that is because of the motion of the machine. It's constantly moving, and it'll wiggle, you know, your clamps and stuff loose if you're not paying attention. So, you know, definitely keep an eye on that so it don't come back up under your embroidery. So, but otherwise, you said you just purchased the SE600. Perfect. Congratulations on the new machine. We need to ring the bell for you. And want to import my design. Does it need to be a specific file? Didn't see that in my manual. Yes. SE600 is the brother embroidery machine. You can use, if I'm understanding correctly, you can use DST, but the better file to use for brother is PES. P as in Paul, E as in Edward, S as in Sam. And it's a very popular embroidery file format. So every time you go to purchase an embroidery design, you should see an option for PES, and that's the one you want to go with. Now with those machines, you can import your design, but now I don't know about the newest one, the SE600, and how much space memory is in the embroidery machine. But when I was importing designs, I only was able to fit maybe 2 or 3 to stay on my embroidery machine. So just be aware of that. You may want to invest in either a drive if your machine will take a USB stick. If it will not take a USB stick, if yours takes this USB like mine, which is like a printer cable. So if yours takes this type, then you can get a long cord just like this off of Amazon. Inexpensive, no more than about $6, if that, for a long cord, and you can connect your embroidery machine to your computer, and while your machine is running or doing whatever, you can just drag and drop your designs into the machine anytime you're ready to embroider. And then once you turn the machine off, the design goes away, it's wiped out of the memory, but your machine is always connected to your computer, so you can always, as soon as the machine cuts back on, is drag and drop it back to the machine. That's what I do. All of my machines are connected by USB to my computer, so I have a USB hub over there on the side of the room, and it holds about 6 different peripherals. So the embroidery machine is hooked into it, my cutters are hooked into it. The smaller embroidery machines, when I'm using them, they are hooked into it, but because I have cords that are just sitting there ready to plug into whatever. So you can do that, and it saves you a lot of aggravation, trust me, keeping from having to move machines around and stuff like that. It's just easier to have a hub and keep everything connected to the computer. She says, hello from deep Northeast Texas. Joining late, but please hit the like button. Thank you, Sharon. It's all right, Songbird. I answered to both because in the dictionary, both names mean the same thing. Sharon Davenport, welcome. Thank you for joining. You're not late. I was just popping in really quick. This is unscripted, unplanned. You know, I was sick on Sunday, but y'all don't know how hard I was trying to make it over here. How hard I was like, I can do it. I'll be all right, you know. But then after the pain, you know, like really set in with my sinuses and stuff, I was like, I can't do this. I'm sorry. They just gonna have to forgive me. So I didn't get to make it over here, and still having some congestion. Is not anywhere near as bad as it was earlier this week. So I do feel a lot better. So at any rate, I am looking forward to Sunday. Trying to, if I find enough things to supplement, because I did find some more cool things at Five Below. Uncanny thing, not uncanny, that's the wrong word, but things you probably wouldn't think to sublimate on. I found some stuff, and I'm excited about that. So I may do that on Sunday. If I don't do it on Sunday, then I'll have just a regular video to watch with that. But the other video I'm trying to get to is definitely sublimation, and I'm probably going to have to record that separately because I've never done it before, and I want to practice to make sure we get it right. So at any rate, that's it. I was just popping in to say hi, not anything major at all. I didn't want to take you know, super late of your time. We've been on 20 minutes as of this second, and it, like I said, it wasn't planned, and we're usually not on this late. This is like Will hours. Will used to be on this late, you know, talking to you guys. So thank you for popping in with me. But I wanted to make sure this was on YouTube so that folks later on can be like, oh, that's where she was. Yeah, because I had so many people email, and that was really nice to make sure I was okay, because I wasn't on Sunday. So I want to thank y'all for that. Oh, he does? Okay, cool. I'll give you a call when I get off. So you guys have a good night, and I look forward to Sunday. We also have major cruise updates. We're about to post the classes, so I'm really excited about that. So folks can go ahead and purchase classes for the cruise. So that should be up and posted. Let's see, this is the 1st of July this week. So by the end of next week, we should be posting classes one at a time, roughly, with the price and everything for the classes that you pay for. And then I'll also have registrations for the classes, or the part of the class that's free. So super excited. So we got our classroom space on the ship. We're officially official. Yes, that was a long process, y'all. Y'all just don't understand. So cruise is on point. Excited about that. Excited to share sublimation with you guys. We might squeeze in a sublimation class, but we've been teaching so much here on YouTube. I don't know if we need one or not. So we'll see. Oh Lord, you know what? I forgot. Real quick, we need to ring the bell for Songbird Music and your SE 600. Congratulations! I see my sound is off the charts. That's why I'm ringing it soft. I don't want to deafen anyone. And then Sweet Dreamer says, hi from South Carolina. I am new to embroidery and just got a SE 600. So guess what? You get a bell ring too before we even answer your question. Congratulations! Woo! Congratulations to the both of you on your new babies. I'm excited for y'all and looking forward to our 4x4 projects that we'll be doing. I have a video that I have yet to edit because so much has been going on, and it's showing doing the candy pouch in 4x4. It's sitting right here on the laptop. I just got to finish editing it. But you said you're new to embroidery. You want to start out on a beach towel. Yes. Can you tell me what I need for it? Also, can designs be used from Silhouette Cameo? Okay, so designs can't be used from Silhouette Cameo because Silhouette Cameo is a cutting machine. So the files for the cutting machine don't work with the embroidery machine. However, if you find the right embroidery designs, some embroidery applique designs come with cut files. So even though you can't take designs from the Cameo to use on the embroidery machine, you can take some embroidery designs and use them with the Cameo. I know that may be a little bit confusing, but the embroidery machine takes a really specific type of file. Okay, so the Cameo cuts, whereas your embroidery machine stitches. So embroidery designs have stitch files, and those have to be created especially for embroidery. So if you have a picture of a flower, so to speak, and you want to embroider a flower on the towel, okay, well, you can go out and find embroidery designs of flowers, and you can pick one and you can embroider it on the towel, and it'll be absolutely gorgeous. However, if you want to do applique, so the flower is embroidered, the stem, the leaves, the center of the flower is embroidered, but the petals are applique, meaning that the petals are all fabric. The main part of the petal is fabric, but there's stitches holding the fabric down. It's applique. Okay, so applique can be done two main ways, right? So you can put the fabric down, let it stitch around and tack that piece of fabric in place, and then you trim around it with scissors. Now, some people prefer to let their cutting machine cut the fabric first because they either don't trust themselves cutting it, or they can't cut close enough, or they rather the cut to be perfect. So that being the case, some of those applique designs will come with a cut file, and then you can send that petal design, just the petal, not the rest of the flower, just the petal, to your Silhouette, and the Silhouette will cut that fabric out for you, and then you take the individual petals and put them in place when it's time for that particular petal to stitch. So that's how you can incorporate the silhouette with your embroidery, but you don't absolutely have to. You can do the embroidery applique by hand by cutting out with a pair of applique scissors, which I don't have right here in front of me, otherwise I would show them to you, but I do have them in my Amazon affiliate store, which is in the link in the description of this video somewhere down there below. But for doing a beach towel, usually this is what I suggest to people. I would suggest tearaway stabilizer, and the reason why you technically should use cutaway, but most people don't like the look of the cutaway stabilizer on the back of the towel. Technically you're supposed to use cutaway, but I've used tearaway stabilizer on the back. Find a design that's nice and chunky. Like if you're going to put a kid's name, make sure that the letters are nice and thick. Don't use thin handwriting looking, because that will sink into the fibers of the towel and you won't be able to see the design very well. So make nice bold designs and put them on the towel, and there you go. So you can do it a couple of ways. You can either hoop just the stabilizer and then spray light, very quick burst of adhesive to your stabilizer, and I would suggest the full 505, the blue can of 505, something like that. That the can has to say that it is suitable for sewing, so that it doesn't gum up your needles. You can spray it and then set the towel on top and lightly press it in place so that it sticks to the stabilizer. And then you need wash away stabilizer. So I'm gonna see if I have some of that right here to show you. I try and keep samples of stuff that we're talking about right here with me, but of course I don't have any right here. Matter of fact, this is all like heat and bond, but there's a water soluble stabilizer that you would put on top. Oh, wait a minute, I think I do have some. And what that stabilizer does is it holds the fibers of the towel down, so that when you do embroider on top of it, it helps hold that nap down out of place and allows your embroidery to be the towel fibers to be flattened, so that the embroidery is in its place and it looks nice and clean. So here is the water soluble stabilizer and what it looks like that would go on top. So because there's a couple of different water soluble stabilizers. One is really thick, and that's not the one that you want. You want the really thin kind. So see how it's papery thin? See, it's super thin, and it is almost clear. You can almost see straight through it, but it's got like a cloudy appearance to it. And what I tell people is, you remember how when you were kids and you would put Elmer's glue on your hand and then peel it off? It's kind of filmy, just like that, and it almost feels just like it. So this is what you would lay on top of the towel before you do the embroidery on it, and this will be in between the embroidery needle and the towel, and it holds your stitches in place. So you'll need tearaway stabilizer to go in the hoop. Then you can hoop your towel if you want to, if it's not too thick. Then you would need your towel. You would need a really nice chunky design, and you need your water soluble stabilizer to go on top of the design. That's what you would need to do your design. Terry Ponce, hi, how are you? Diana Henderson and Leah, hello, hello. Yeah, I was out here messing around a little bit and decided that I wanted to pop in because I missed y'all so much on Sunday. I really did. I was, you know, knocked out all day Monday, so I couldn't miss you Monday, but Sunday I really wanted to come over here. Do you have to use water solubles on blankets? No, you don't. Hi, Contessa, how are you? Miss Phenomenal Creations, that's an excellent question. What you also, I have mistakenly forgot to put water soluble stabilizer, but the font that I was using was super chunky and it looked okay. It really wasn't that big of a deal. Also, thank you, Glenn. That's so sweet. I did miss y'all. Also, you can purchase, there's a special stitch that's called a knockdown stitch, and I have a video out there on the knockdown stitch if you want to see what that looks like. So you can just type a search on YouTube, the baby's booty and knockdown stitch, and it'll pull up. And what that does is a special stitch that you would put behind your embroidery that will flatten the towel for you. It'll use special stitches that are kind of close together that will hold that towel flat. And then after that, you don't need water soluble stabilizer because the towel is held out of place for you. So I'm really excited to see the projects that you work with. So definitely join up with the hoop group as it's listed down here at the bottom. Whatever projects you're working on, just share pictures. We love to see the things that you guys are putting together in your studios. Also, if you need help, if I'm not available, there's other knowledgeable folks out there that, you know, if they can, they'll go ahead and answer your questions for you, because there's a lot of experienced embroiderers in this group and everybody is super nice and helpful. So I'm excited for you as well, sweet dreamer. We look forward to helping you out as much as we can. A towel is an excellent place to start, actually, because the cool thing about towels is if you mess up in one place and it doesn't look good, just keep the towel and practice on other places on the towel. Like if you mess up that one place and you're like, oh man, that didn't stitch out right, okay, so I'm gonna try it another place. If that works and that looks good, then the next design you decide to put on a towel, like if you get a new font and you're like, is this gonna work with the towel, you can try it in another section of the towel. And towel is so huge, you know, you can practice all over the darn towel and it's not gonna matter because it's a towel, you know, and you can always use the towel as well, even with it being, you know, jacked up with embroidery that didn't turn out quite as right. So I love keeping stuff like that. I have a towel over there that I keep, and when there's a design that I'm not 100% sure how it's going to turn out, or if I want to test it, I'll pull that towel, stitch on that first, see how it's going to look, and then go ahead and stitch on whatever the customer is asking me to stitch on. And that saves me money, because just like I'm showing you with me sublimating here, I bought one pair of shoes and I told myself to buy an extra pair of these straps, because anything can happen. Same goes with your embroidery, goes with vinyl, goes with bling, nothing, anything that we do, especially when you're under pressure and you're trying to get an order done for a customer, whether it's late at night, early in the day, if you're rushing or you're focused and you're trying to get something done, something is always going to go wrong. Well, not always, but a lot of times that's going to happen. That's just the way things work. And it's okay. Just be prepared to have a backup in place or practice on something else first. So with this, the customer needed it by Sunday. The place that sells these are not open on the weekend. So Friday is when I decided, which I could have done these shoes Thursday, but I waited till Friday to do this job, and I shouldn't have done that. And I waited till late Friday. So by the time I pressed these, which actually ended up being Saturday, the place was closed. So come Sunday, my customer didn't have their shoes. So I had to think of an alternative of something else. So I ended up doing umbrellas for free for the customer, because there were 2 pair of shoes that should have went to 2 ladies on Sunday, but I screwed up. So I had to think quick and substitute with something else. But I did end up giving the customer what they wanted, and here are the shoes. So those will be delivered whenever she comes by to pick them up. But you know, it's no rush now because the event is done and the person has another gift as well. So when she gets those, I'm sure she'll be happy. But always have something to practice on. Or if, like, when I go purchase shirts, like if I'm doing a polo shirt order with the left chest logo embroidered, I try and buy one more shirt. I really do. I try and have one more shirt. I know it's extra cost. Now my place where I get shirts from, I can send extra stuff back, even though I try not to do that unless it's just something really expensive. But I can send the shirt back and it credit to my account and use it for something else. But if you can afford to have an extra, go ahead and get an extra, because stuff happens. So You don't want stuff to happen, and as long as you're sitting there watching and paying attention, you should be able to catch mistakes early. But sometimes it's unavoidable, and it's okay. You know, don't get too overly frustrated when something doesn't turn out perfectly, but use whatever thing that you made the mistake on as a testing ground for something else. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with this. I have a whole nother project in mind for this thing here, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to test it out and see how well that works. And I don't have to buy a whole new pair of shoes to do it, because I can just try with that. So, hey, Miss Ethel Smith. Hello, 47 Malone. How are you? Josephine Fry. Oh my gosh, Diana Henderson. Welcome, everybody. So, again, I'm sorry. Got y'all in here super late. It's 35 minutes after we've been on. And unless anyone has any other questions, I'm going to let you beautiful people go to bed. I'm not going to bed anytime soon. I've been like laying around and resting and stuff, and I'm kind of tired of laying around. So that's why I'm over here fooling around a little bit, getting things straightened up, because I have a pretty big video that I gotta shoot, and I don't need stuff all in the video. It's gonna look trashy. So how have you guys been doing? Look, I'm supposed to be telling y'all good night, and I'm asking how you've been doing. Everybody's been doing okay though, other than myself. Are y'all been doing good? What have y'all been working on this week, since I ain't been working on nothing? Hi, Janet McKinney. How are you? Thank you, ma'am. I love your notes that you send me. I really appreciate those. I always look forward to them. Those are awesome. Has anybody gotten any pretty big orders lately? That's somebody was telling me they had a 20 piece order the other day, and I was like, oh, that's what's up. Shoot, send some orders my way. Patrick is doing can koozies. You're doing sublimation? Or are you doing vinyl? I know somebody else was saying something about vinyl on some koozies. Organizing the craft room. Oh my gosh. When you get done, you're more than welcome to come here. Oh man. Terry Pont says you open your Etsy shop? Yes. Cool. Please email me a link to your Etsy shop. I would love to see it. Oh, thank you, Jenna McKinney. Y'all just, it's cool how so many of you in different ways reach out and touch me, you know, and encourage me. That's the word. You guys really encourage me and uplift my spirits a lot of times. You don't even realize it, and it's really cool to have a really awesome support group out there, which is why I try to make sure that we're all supportive of each other. That's why I love the hoop group. 47 Malone says got that brother 670E yesterday, and his name is Fred. What color is Fred? Red. Congratulations on Fred. Woo! With your 670E name, Fred. I can see me now. All right, Fred, time to get to work. That's cute. I like that. Congratulations on Fred. So you got a lot of work ahead of you. Patrick Quinlan says embroidery koozies. Neato. Oh, you know what? Will has done embroidery koozies before. I haven't embroidered on a koozie yet. Glenn, I've been doing an online digitizing class, about to send in my last practice design. Well, awesome. That's a lot of fun. That's actually stressful. Are you doing the Wilcom class perchance? What program are you learning digitizing on? Because digitizing is awesome sauce. Diana says just sold for family right now, doing embroidery on baby quilts. I'm glad you said that, because a friend is having a baby shower tomorrow, and I just have not felt up to doing anything. And you kind of don't want to make a gift for a baby and you're sick, you know, coughing and sneezing and stuff. So I haven't made anything. So unfortunately, I was thinking about just ordering something offline and giving her something like that, even though I'm sure they would probably prefer something custom made. Thank you, Kingsbury Crafts. How are you? Josephine says, and hang out with you, you'd be thrilled. Oh man, girl, we'd have a good time. Now I like to have a good time. Miss Bickham says, newbies, you can keep a little notepad nearby and write down what type of stabilizer and such you used on towels, blankets, and so on. until you get the hang of it, and you absolutely can do that, unless you're like me and need to see it up on the wall, and you can post, you know, post-it notes or whatever with tips and tricks as well, because boy, I tell you, when I need to see stuff, putting it in a book, it'll be out of sight, out of mind. So I'm one of those. I have to see it. Patrick says we can get in trouble for touching. Yeah, we can. You can't get in trouble for touching. Let's not be touching stuff. Oh my gosh, you a mess. She says, congratulations, Leah. Did I miss something? That kind of threw me off. Oh, you were a vendor Saturday and got an order to embroider 36 aprons for a church. Yes, honey, yes. That is awesome. Oh, I bet that's going to be cute. Yay, congratulations. Now that's a big deal. 36 aprons. I got an order. Y'all, ooh, you know what? That reminds me. I got an order. That's what I should have been doing today. I should have been doing this order. I got an apron order. Let me tell y'all how many stitches is in this design. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because when she sent this to me, I was like, wow. Are you serious? Here it is. Get 2 aprons. Oh no, this isn't the right one. L-A-N-E. Hold on. She had it digitized, and here it is. She had this digitized, y'all. It's a picture of a farm scene, and this thing has 89,000 stitches. 35 color changes for this apron. One apron. 89,000 stitches. So I'm gonna have a time on my hands with this one. Sort of excited about. I'm actually pretty excited about it. It's just the color. It's just so many colors. Well, actually, it's 19 different colors, but 6 needle, 19 colors. So I'm still going to be changing colors. So I probably should. No, I can't do it on the 4x4 because it's way too big. So this is going to be a pretty big design. Yeah, it's 6. Ooh, it's 6x6 with that many stitches in it. OMG. But anyway, they charged her $150 to digitize that. So yeah, I gotta do that apron. So I'm glad you said that, because I didn't forget, but I didn't do it today. So I need to make sure that's on my radar for tomorrow. So Patrick, you're fine. Patrick, you're fine. It's okay. It's all right. Anna saying hello, glad to see you today. Thank you. Anissa, is that right? Am I saying it right? It's one of those days. Thank you very much. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better, actually. Does she realize that it will make it stiff? She doesn't care. She doesn't care. This is one of those things where when a person is just like super proud of, because I know what this logo is for her mom, and they're, you know, really proud of what they've accomplished. And it's a farm scene, so it's a business that they have, and she's really proud of it, and I can't be mad at it. Matter of fact, I'll show you what the the thing looks like. It's really cute. But I think a lot of that is the background scenery of the sky. I think the person just digitized it with that many stitches because, you know, he was gonna make more money the more stitches it was. So I think he filled in the background pretty thick. And the reason why I say that is because the background by itself, where is it at? The background by itself is, I can't find it now. Oh no, it didn't tell me the amount. I just looked. Okay, so, ooh, this is gonna be hard for y'all to see. But if you can see the, these are the different color changes that he digitized. And notice there's not much stitches here. There's not a lot of stitching, you know, maybe over here where the woman's clothing is. But for the most part, look at this is where all the stitches are. Is the background. And actually, that part and this part, look, he double layered it. He double layered the background to add stitches in, because he very well could have stopped the skyline here and let this skyline take over instead of layering one over the top of the other, especially with it not being super I don't know how to explain it. I know what I'm trying to say because of doing digitizing, but it should have been less dense, like a lot less dense, so that if he wanted to blend the sky, then he could blend it easily because it's not so dense. But if both of those are dense, then that's really just doubling up on stitches for nothing. So I may check the design when I download it in my digitizing program and take some of the density out of it so that it takes some of those stitches out the back. Because, well, no, he did hollow out where the person is and the animals and stuff. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. And she knew. She was like, I don't care how much it is. You tell me whatever the price is. I'm not worried about it. And I'm like, dude, it's for mom. We'll get it figured out. So, you know, one of those things. A good customer. Very good customer, actually. So at any rate, you lovely people, I'm not going to take up too much. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. That's going to be even a time to be done with a sew out with. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a huge amount of time. I'm trying to do a hooded kids towel, and they told me that they use vinyl. And someone else said leatherette for the face. Have you ever done any? I haven't done the hooded. You talking about the peeking towels where it's just like that, put much of the face. I've seen it, and they do have leather type stuff on it. Vinyl stuff on it. I haven't used leatherette though. That would be new, but it shouldn't make a difference. If it's leatherette that can get wet, it shouldn't make a difference. Vinyl would probably be better because the vinyl can get wet without any consequences. So I wouldn't suggest the leatherette, but if you can't find what is their name? What's the face has brown shades, or you know, skin tone shades of vinyl. It's Mickery World, I think. Pretty sure it's Mickery World. It's either Mickery World or Moon Over Stitches, I think is the name of that other vinyl place. I'd have to look it up, and I'll look it up and send it to you. Thank you, Miss Ethel Smith. Forever blessed. I normally charge by the number of stitches. Normally I charge by the number of stitches, not by the hour, because the suggestions that are out there, the roughly $1 per 1,000 stitches, if you count it out, it kind of covers your hours pretty well. So for instance, with this apron, technically this apron should be $89 to stitch it out. It's 89,000 stitches. So what I would do for her, well, if I didn't know her and she came to me with that, like $89, I would round it just a little bit down to like 85, just because that's how I do things, which is why I stay broke, but it's all right. So I would probably round it down to about $85 and let her know that's how much it would be. If she griped and pitched a fit and blah blah blah, maybe I would do 80, depending upon who the person is, how they act. You know, are you being snipped? Ooh, that's just too much money. Well, I'm sorry, you know, because that's a going rate. It's not like I'm, you know, being astronomical. And she knew how much it was to get that digitized. So that much money to get that digitized, you already know off gate what you're going to be spending to get it embroidered. Now, I'm not charging her that much only because I know who she is. She's a really good friend. And her other business sends me business constantly. So it's not that big of a deal for me to not charge her that much. But I do not charge by the hour. but $89, 9 times out of 10, so 15,000 stitches. 15,000 stitches is roughly about, it's almost like a minute per thousand as well. So to stitch this out is probably going to be over an hour. So $89 an hour, I mean $80 an hour. I can't complain. Can't complain at all. But look at what I'm having to do. I'm having to line it up, make sure everything's there, watch it, change the thread as it changes, which there are some companies that charge with every color change. I don't do that either. So, you know, it's going to take time, and it takes a lot of work to stand there and make sure all of this takes care of and your stable is correct and all the other jazz. I mean, it's work to embroidery, whether they realize that or not. But I do not charge by the hour. You say, thank you so much for your time. I've done hooded towels with embroidery appliques. Yes, that's what she's talking about, the embroidery appliques. So I haven't done any with vinyl yet. I haven't done the peaker towels, and the peaker towels are actually pretty cute. But whenever I've done it applique on fabric, usually it's fabric. So yeah, I haven't branched out there just yet. For a long time I was not a fan of applique until I got my applique scissors. But I've been doing so much other stuff in the hoop. I love in the hoop more than anything. So I prefer doing in the hoop stuff than the applique stuff. So, and grandbabies ain't quite old enough to appreciate hooded towels. So, you know, haven't gotten to that stage yet. Oh man, and at this point they're gonna get sublimated towels at the rate we go in, because I sublimate everything. So, but at any rate, you guys, thank you for joining me real quick this evening. I just wanted to pop in and say hi. Again, sorry. I wanted to pop in and say hi because I missed you all on Sunday. But this coming Sunday, we will, Lord willing, have a show. And probably going to be sublimation, because I found some really cool stuff to sublimate. And wanted to share that with you. And finish out talking about some of the other stuff we can sublimate and some of the problems that I've encountered with sublimation. All right, so that's going to be, I think, a very informative show that's going to help out a lot of folks. And if I can figure out this other problem, that's going to be a really good show if I can figure out this other problem. So thank you. You guys have an excellent night. Good night to you as well. And I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. And again, congratulations to the folks who got new babies. You guys have a lot of fun. Please join the hoop group and post your pictures. I would love to see your projects. Love to see your projects. The sublimation printer I have is the Epson Workforce 7710 is the one that I use. So I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. And for those of you who do embroidery, we want you to have happy embroidering. But for those that do sublimation, we want you to have happy subbing. Yay! But not keeping the still too long. You may start looking at them saying, I can sub that shirt for you. Right? Y'all have a good night. Thank you. We'll see you later. Bye.